Green Hell VR, mate. Bosh.
I really want to play Green Hell VR.
Me too. I want to take out the natives again with my boshing stick. Because you know how usually they say when the bad guys lose their charm, like and the tension's broken, you have less fun.
Yeah.
In certain games, Green Hell was the opposite for me. As soon as I realised I could run at the fucking natives and just beat the shit out of them, I was like, yeah, you're done, son.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers are slowing me down. You're dead.
Yeah. Is that being released the Quest 2?
I believe so. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't launched my Quest 2 in ages. Not since I last played Zenith. I've been on the Vive. I haven't seen if it's on Steam yet. I don't do standalone VR. It does my head in.
Fair enough.
Well, because like as an example on Zenith plays in standalone, all right. But for me, I don't know why, but every time I play a game, I get the shit end of the stick. So in Zenith, no one else told me this was an issue. They said like maybe some of the UI was a bit different, like transparencies were gone and stuff. But as I was going through Obsidian Fortress, which was one of the more kind of heavy areas in the game graphically, for some reason, the headset would literally go black, and on a black screen with the white Zenith like font text, it would say like freeing up memory or whatever. So even in the middle of combat, it would just go black and go, yeah, like we're freeing memory or clearing caches or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm in the middle of fucking combat, you bellend. Like, just fucking, our survey says no. And so I was like, yeah, I'm never playing that game in standalone. Until we've got like supercomputers strapped to our heads, I ain't, that, just no. Because that was another one of those moments of jank that just, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good evening, I'm Suffolk Ram.
Skazz.
Welcome to episode 190 of the Ran Nerds podcast.
Oh my, 190. I remembered it was 189. Did you know that? I remembered that. And so then I was like, oh.
I was impressed.
That was great.
Very impressed, yeah. Only 10 episodes to go. We've reached 200.
Yeah, then we can pod fade. What were we supposed to do on 200? Did we have any plans? Chernobyl?
Well, you see, we had thought about going to Chernobyl on episode 150, and we didn't because of lockdown. I think that's off the cards at the moment as well.
Yeah, god damn it.
Unless I suppose we could take our airsoft guns with us and help out a bit.
Yeah, sure we could. Actually,
tagged, you're out.
That makes me. Yeah, then they turn around and just shoot you in the face. Like that just makes me. That just makes me think though. I don't know if I pulled the battery on my P90, and that's been sat there for like a billion years. So that the lipo in it's probably inflated and like leaked everywhere.
Oh,
so my P90 is just that's going to be a display piece.
Yeah,
my P90 and my Sig. I can't remember, was it a 226 or a 228? But either way, I like that. I like that combo.
Yeah, I went shooting with my air rifle the other week.
How did that go?
Me and my friend, we had for Easter weekend, we decided to have a shoot. So we went out a part of farm, which was sort of like when no one could see us, because there's local police nearby, and they're armed police as well. So they get a bit twitchy. But unlike American police, they don't kill us immediately.
Not immediately.
No, they at least shout a warning first. And so we drank beer and shot things.
Very American.
Very American. It did feel very American as we were doing it. And he was like he's not happy that I'm a better shot than he is.
Oh, sadness.
He's really unhappy about this, and he claims that first of all the scope was set up that is true. The scope was set up for me, so it's not quite the right position for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he says the scope is completely wrong, which is not quite zeroed properly. I need to properly clamp the rifle down, properly zero the scope out. Evening, Annie. And so then he said, right, can I take the scope off? I said, okay, you want to do it for iron sights? Okay, old school, okay. Took the scope out. He then proceeded to fire 10 shots, and only one managed to hit the target.
How big was the target?
It's a standard 100mm target. It was 10 meters away. We don't go for hard.
I was going to say, mate, just run up and fly kick it.
So he said, I bet you can't do any better. So I took the gun, I managed to get this like every shot hit the target, and I think I got like 7 in the black.
There you go. Good job.
Yeah. He's like, you might be better at this than I am. I said, well, I've put too many years playing Operation Flashpoint's the trouble.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Just randomly thrown out there, I saw a video about America's Army. Do you remember that game?
Yes, yes.
No, I didn't realise they'd made 3 of that game, and one of them is still running.
Really?
Like right now,
I didn't realise they made it 2.
Yeah, well, that's it. Because it was America's Army Special Forces, which is 2, and then there's whatever the third one is. No, there might have been America's Army 3, and then the current one that's out. And apparently they're only shutting down the servers over later on this year or next year. It's been running for a long time.
There's still time for Rana's game night to do America's Army.
That would be beautiful. Although, admittedly, the original game... Do you remember the original game where you had to go through like field training and stuff?
I remember doing the first aid course in the original game.
Yeah, me too.
You spend about half an hour in the first aid course, and you actually get out there, and it's press the
yeah, that's it. That's it. Because there's like also weapons. You didn't unlock weapons for multiplayer unless you actually did the relevant training, like the courses, to use those guns.
I was so proud to unlock the sniper rifle. You know, did the source sniper course and got the top tier one. I was so proud.
See,
I never went online and played it, but I was still proud about it.
See, I got into that game because of do you remember Puddy, David Puddyfoot from the college courses? He was really hardcore into tactical shooters back in the day, and so he wanted us all to play AA. I thought it was a pretty solid game, but I was very, very, very surprised to find that they had a variant of it still going now. And it actually has a small esports scene. The original game is still running on private servers.
I'm really amazed by that. I'm really amazed by that whole fight. Yeah.
Which is it's pretty neat. Apparently, at one point, America's Army was higher rated than COD.
Really?
Yeah. That just completely blew my mind. I was like, wait, it beat out COD and Battlefield? And it's like, yeah. Yeah. Briefly, mind you, but I mean, it still did it.
I mean, for about 10 seconds it did, but you know.
Oh no, it was up until Modern Warfare and that, because Modern Warfare on the consoles was the one that really launched Modern Warfare shooters. Yeah. And then it kind of became par for the course until we started going into space and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't consider Modern Warfare a tactical shooter.
Well, no, it isn't. But that was the one that was made to appeal to a new age audience. They wanted Master Chief with guns. They didn't want to run around with a piece of metal strapped to your face and a little fucking wooden gun that goes pew reload pew.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you mean I get shot I die? That's not fair.
So they didn't like that. I will admit though, going back to games that have health kits really just throws me off, man. I am so used to regenerating health. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Resource management? I'm supposed to just run in there, kick the door down, and steamroll everyone. Just because I've blown off my leg, I stepped on, I tripped the claymore, I've lost my leg, that's fine, because if I take this health kit,
it'll come
back.
Yeah. That's the beauty. Yes, you put my leg off, so technically I'm disabled now. However, if I wait here for 2 minutes, my leg grows back.
But see, that makes me wonder, though, if I blow my leg off and then sit for a little bit and it comes back, can I still claim disability because I blew my leg off?
I don't think so. Well, the question is, right, you blow your leg off, right, and so your leg's one part place and you're the other place. Which part knows to regen?
Oh, that's a terrifying thought.
Well, your leg regens as well. There's 2 of you now.
I was going to say... It didn't work. It did work. It's just us over there.
How small does that rabbit hole go? If you cut your finger off, does it regen? You get another Skazz.
Oh, that'd be terrifying. I don't know the world can handle
every time soap goes to the barbers, there's hundreds of soaps afterwards.
Oh, mate, soap don't go to the barbers.
He's got a skin.
You seen Soap McTavish, that guy?
Yes, he's
such a man. He was born like that. That's just soap, mate. He doesn't shave to look like that. He's a man's man. That's the McTavish. You don't fucking...
McTavish.
Soap doesn't go to a barber. Soap doesn't even need to shower. Just dirt goes away. Blood goes away. Explosion, shrapnel, all of it goes away. Until the last game. Rest in peace, Soap. I love you.
Oh no, I disabled God mode. Dang.
Oh, poor Soap. The plot armor ran out on that one.
Yeah. The
No,
regen plot armor failed.
I loved Soap in those games, and what was the guy in World at War? Victor Reznov.
I honestly don't. I basically played a little bit of modern. I played the original Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty, World War
Like,
Two
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
I played 1 and 2 of those. I played a bit of Modern Warfare, and when I say a bit, I played the sort of like that little training mission at the start where you run around and have to do it as quick as you can.
Yeah.
And that's as far as I got on Modern Warfare.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I have not. I apart from the original CODs, I have not played
you have
modern
quit.
COD.
You're the first. Like, you are the quickest person I know to quit
OG
that game.
COD quitter, yeah.
Because
I'm the OG COD quitter.
Because my mate played. He doesn't play shooters. He hates them. Well, he doesn't. He plays like Overwatch, and I say, look, if you play Overwatch, you're a pussy, all right? Because that's not proper. Okay, you got to be playing like Counter Strike or Quake or something like that. I don't want to play those games because they're not fun. So he plays Overwatch, and he tries to play Modern Warfare, right? And he does that first tutorial area. It's not going too bad, although clearly he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Right, and he does this. There's like an opening mission in a village. And there's a bit where you have to scale, like, what is it? Abseil, whatever, where you got on the rope and you hop down the side of the building or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to do that down the side of this cliff, right? And even before he got to that point, he quit. He got shot and he was just like, no, I ain't doing this. So, like, the fact that you quit before him was like, holy shit, son. Like, I don't know anyone that's quit Modern Warfare that fast. However, World at War is the World War II. There's another one of the World War II ones, and that's the one which has Victor Reznov in it. And I think he plays a guy named, what's his name, like Dimitri or something? I don't remember, but
Artyom.
yeah, fucking that'd be funny if it was Artyom. But World at War ties directly into, or the story of World at War ties directly into Black Ops. So the character Victor Reznov plays a big role in Black Ops. Yeah, like it goes right. They actually had like an actual COD game with story that went through. I mean, they did that with Modern Warfare and stuff like that as well. But Reznov and the main character, because you know, like in Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, you played Soap, then you played as someone else, and then someone else kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
they
same
did
as in the original CODs.
They did the same in yeah, but the original CODs didn't tie in, did you? You didn't often play as like the same characters weren't there.
You're the same characters, but they're 3 completely separate stories. They didn't tie together.
Sure. All right. Well, in Black Ops, they mentioned the main character from World at War, from the Russian scenario in Black Ops. Not just because Victor Reznov is an NPC, but the main character you play has a role in Black Ops. I thought it was neat. I like those. They were all right. Like story-wise, they're alright. I wouldn't go online on them. I think Black Ops was one of the first games I paid full price for on Steam and regretted it instantly.
That was your mistake. Why would you buy a game full price on Steam?
Because I wanted to play online with my mates.
Well,
And let's just say my Twitch reflexes had gone through the floor by that point. I was not aware of the art of dolphin diving yet.
I've played you again in Quake. Your Twitch viewers have not gone that far.
Oh mate, yeah, but I've also played you in fucking Counter Strike, and you can nub me from across the map. So, you know,
during the lockdown 2 years ago, my grandfather, who's in his 80s, got the idea in his head he was going to buy an Xbox and buy Medal of Honor.
All right.
And bear in mind, the only games he's played up to this point is Flight Simulator and Train Simulator.
The new Flight Sim's good.
He hasn't got the new Flight Sim. I keep wanting to sort of like, because obviously he can't really move out, so I keep wanting to if I can get him mobile at some point, I'm going to buy myself Flight Simulator and get him over here, get him on Flight Simulator with the VR sets on, because I think they'll just blow him.
You won't do that with your PC.
I played Flight Simulator by VR last time.
What, at fucking 90 FPS? You're talking shit.
No, it wasn't 90 FPS. No.
Well, that's
I guaranteed. I 100% was playing Microsoft Flight Simulator with my headset.
the new one
Yeah,
at a playable frame rate.
Played absolutely fine. I mean, it doesn't need super frame. It's slow enough. It doesn't need super frame rate, does it? Not a combat shooter here.
Oh dear.
Played well enough.
Oh dear.
I had enough great fun.
I happen to know that you're full of shit saying it played well. Playing fine and playing well, considering you're the guy that would play like fucking the original Rainbow Six games at 2 frames a second and consider that being, reasonable.
It absolutely played absolutely. Honestly,
I know it didn't. I know it didn't. And I'll tell you why I know it didn't. Because I know someone with 3080s who can't run Flight Simulator in VR without tweaks.
What? How they? What have they done to their PC? They can't run Flight Simulator without tweaking it.
The new Flight Simulator is a hog.
Yeah. Nonsense. Not that bad.
Yes, it is.
No.
People build 3090 based rigs for
I'm sorry.
Flight Sim VR.
It played absolutely. It played good enough. Yes, it may not be super duper today, but it played more than good enough.
Yeah, but that's you tweaking settings until it actually works, not playing it, high ultra 90 FPS as VR is intended.
Super ultra? No, of course not. It wasn't super ultra. I ain't got that powerful to play on super ultra. Of course not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it didn't play all right, did it? You had to potato it before it played.
Oh come on! It's a game. I was got a game I was playing and I was enjoying it. It wasn't like I was playing it minimum res and it still wasn't playing. I played it enough that I could see it, enjoy it, and it looked good enough. So I did. Simple as that.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. It's the same as when you were talking about your cyberpunk stuff. I don't agree with you. I wholeheartedly disagree with you about the performance of your PC. But
if I wanted to record at the same time, that would tank it. If I had a capture card, I'd plug a capture card in and I would record it and show you.
No, the capture card wouldn't do it because the capture card still has to be there. Has to still be performance overhead somewhere.
If there was a way I could record it and show you,
you'd need another PC. No, playing it is one thing. Playing it and streaming it is completely different.
Yeah.
Same with playing in VR. Same with playing in VR. Because VR is much higher res than you run. If you said to me you were playing Microsoft Flight Simulator Standard, I would agree with you 110% your rig is capable of it. But playing it in VR with proper settings at a stable frame rate, no fucking chance. I doubt you even have the VRAM to run it.
Well, man, I'm sorry, but this...
Yeah, again, like I said, you are not as sensitive to frame rates as I am, so...
Well, no, I'm not. Then same with audio. I'm not sensitive as you are to audio, so... It means I get an enjoyable experience, and fair enough.
Fair enough. I disagree, but fair enough.
Well, I disagree. So, there we go. Anyway. Moving on. So, how are you enjoying Exodus, Skazz?
I hate it and I've uninstalled it.
Why would you do such a thing, Skazz?
Because there's a level called the Caspian that just doesn't fucking run. And if you remember when I said, back in our last episode about Metro Exodus, I said, if this game came out and it had all of the bugs now as it did back when it launched, I would be devastated because the game looks great. When it works well, it plays great. But any level of crashes or instability would just ruin it for me. You get to Caspian, and in a heartbeat, that is the... First off, the level's boring. It's a desert, so, And it crashes constantly. Now, I happen to know that you have a bit more of a smoother experience than I do. And I was initially quite...
A bit.
Well, no, you have a rough time limit.
Yeah.
I could literally log into the game, press the W key, and have the game hard lock and crash.
Yeah.
Right? And I was so concerned at one point that I thought it was because I was running the Linux version of the game. That's not so much of a big deal because someone said, well, use Proton or use Windows. Well, in the earlier Metro games, Metro 1, my save file for Metro Exodus... No, Metro 2033 Redux. Sorry, my brain's gone. That wouldn't translate to the Windows version. So if I started it on Linux, I had to finish it on Linux. Exodus doesn't seem to have that same problem, but I was a little concerned because I didn't want to have to go through, Moscow and Yamantau and all that again just to get to Caspian. But I looked online and it turns out no, even Windows users were having no end of trouble. I mean, in fact, it was so bad that when I started the level, you leave the train, run up a hill, and a scripted event happens where a guy starts talking to you and points to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Would crash every time. I only managed to get past that once. And then obviously it never happens again, so I managed to clear it. But I had to turn all my settings down to low. And just ran past him. I didn't even let the event triggered and I just kept running. I didn't listen to him, I just ran. And that helped me get past that bit. Then I think it crashed again when I got the car. Because you get a car in Caspian. And then it got to this point where you find a woman called Yule?
Oh, yeah. Gule. Gule, something like that, yeah.
And she's in like a lighthouse, and you run up the side of the hill, and there's like all ruined vehicles and debris and a cave network. And I swear, I don't know what it is causing these crashes, because sometimes it's fine, right? Other times, I swear, like if I'm in a pixel perfect position, it just crashes. Like if I go to the same place, it'll just crash. Right? Because there was one point when I was logging in, start the game, I press W, it'd crash. And that was as I was trying to get to Gule. I turned the settings down and I then sidestep instead of going straight forwards and then managed to run up the hill. Fine until I finished the firefight, then it crashed. Okay. Log back in. Finished the firefight again. I didn't do it like stealthy takedown-y stuff. I just fucking murdered everyone because I was getting sick and tired of waiting. To the point that I actually ran out of ammo for the next section of the game because I just murdered everyone. And then once I took a bit of a slog to get through the bunker, and then after that, now I can't seem to do much of anything. It took 3 or 4 attempts to do the crane, and now trying to do any submission whilst I'm driving along the tracks will just cause the game to crash. If I look at an enemy, crash. Look in the general vicinity of an enemy or base, I crash. I just don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Tried running the Windows version, same issue. So I was just like, this is bullshit. This is absolutely bullshit. It's completely ruined it for me.
So I've had a similar experience. I get about... So the first time I got onto Caspian, literally saw the level load for the first time, I played till that evening. Not a problem. Played for like 2-3 hours. No issue at all. Got the car, was driving around, doing all sorts of bits and pieces. Got like all sort of like little side missions unlocked by speaking to Anna, and she got unlocked on the side. Well, most of the side missions anyway. To go do those, did the crane, all those little bits and pieces, and actually, not sure. I didn't do the crane straight away. So that was all like the first, and that ran fine. Then after that, every time I load it, about half an hour, and it crashes.
Yeah,
almost to sort of like you couldn't set your watch by it, but you get a look of it. It's going to crash very shortly, and there is zero consistency. There's no
trigger to it or no visible trigger to it.
It's almost it's almost like there's a memory leak, and that's just when it stores enough and it just crashes and goes down. It's almost like that.
Terrifying.
It is very weird. Apparently, though, from what I've read online, it is Caspian Pacific.
Yes, I'd heard the same thing, that once you get past Caspian, like the Tiger and some other levels, they work fine.
Yeah.
It's just Caspian. But Caspian has put such a sour taste in my mouth. I mean, I thought it was funny, actually, because I saw that you'd got up to Caspian in the achievements, and you'd got up to roughly where I was. You're actually a little bit ahead of me, and I stomached it to get the maps from Gule. Yeah. And then when it started crashing again, I was just like, you know what? I can't be fucking bothered. But like I said, when I saw that you'd got to about that same point, I was like, I wonder if Ram's having the same problems I am, and he's just not bothered.
Well, because I can sort of play it, and it's sort of like, well, I'll get through Caspian. I'll just get through it as quick as I can and get through it. I agree with Caspian's not as interesting as I can't pronounce the other name. Is Volga?
Volga. You've got Volga, Yamantau, Moscow.
Yeah. Caspian's sort of like the actual sort of the next sort of, and again, air quotes, open world level, but it's not really an open world level. And it's sort of the last of the open world levels. The other ones are sort of semi-open, but they're very linear apparently. And I think actually the sort of the problem with it is there's not really any interesting other characters in it. The only real characters you have is your own guys and the people you hear on the radio. Whereas in Volga, you first will actually go to like the church and you meet the people, and then you find them across the world. So you have an interact with them, you have a talk with them, and so forth. Makes the world feel like there's people actually there.
Yeah.
This just feels a lot more generic. True that pretty much everybody you encounter, apart from the slaves, are enemies.
Yeah.
They just, I've not encountered, apart from Ghoul, obviously. She's all the exception to the section, but it just doesn't feel quite such a living space.
Yeah.
As Volga does. It just doesn't feel anyway. The map isn't as interesting. As you say, it's a desert. It's never going to be as interesting. It just, I don't like the zombies. The zombies piss me off.
I just ran them down in the car in the end.
Yeah, there's fucking tons of them, and they fucking piss me off. And they're everywhere.
They are everywhere in Caspian, which is ridiculous because
Yeah.
there's a massive firefight at the start of it. And I was like, I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to be possible for me to save that guy at the start. You know, where you take the car.
Yeah.
But just waves and waves and waves of zombies. Every single place you go, there's zombies. Yeah, you go to like the camps where the slaves and that are at. They're fine. They're just chilling out in the opening. But there's fucking zombies everywhere.
I got to the camp where there's a camp where there's some water. There's a water sort of like Bowser you steal.
Yeah.
And I had a lovely error. So there's like where they sort of like got a sort of a water wheel being manually pulled to driggle the water out the sort of like basin.
Yeah.
And there's 8 slaves pushing this water wheel. So imagine this wheel with like 4 spokes on it, a bit like you have on the Sea of Thieves where you drop the anchor.
Yeah.
4 spokes out of it. The slaves all spawned 45 degrees off. So imagine those spokes rotate 45 degrees. That's what all the slaves was. So they're all pushing invisible spokes around.
Yeah, I've seen a few things like that in Caspian. Caspian's terrible for geometry bugs.
Yeah, but this is at the stage we think that maybe they bit off a bit more than they could chew.
I think that was a problem when they got through Volga, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Volga was sort of like you get an idea what they're trying to do. This feels like the Caspian feels a little bit more rushed.
From what I understand, actually, Exodus was kind of kicked in the dick quite badly by the publisher. And a couple of the leads in the development team had really bad health at the time. So that could kind of explain why things kind of went shithouse. And as you say, they bit off way more than they could chew.
Yeah.
They had the time and the skill to do Volga. When they grey boxed Volga, I think that's the right term, when you do like a base layout of a level.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
4A don't grey box, from what I understand, but they did this thing. Most of the set pieces in Volga were there from very early on in the game.
Yeah.
With Caspian and that, I think they just needed filler. Because I think there's in one of the levels there's supposed to be a bear fight that they didn't like the last time they did it, which I think was in Last Light.
There is. I think there's the bear fight. I think it's in the next. So you got like there's like the. I think because when I was sort of looking to see what the other levels were like, when I was being like sort of
yeah, I think they might have put it in like
there's
Tiger or something, and then.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, they do that exact same fight again in one of the DLCs, but they change the enemy. It's not like a bear. It's like something else. But it's just like you weren't happy with it when you did it the first time, yet you've gone and tacked it in more.
Yeah.
Just like. It's a gorgeous game. It's a gorgeous game. The story is interesting, but like Caspian just doesn't do it for me. I'd rather do Yamantau again, and all Yamantau is a reskin of D6.
I wasn't such a fan of Yamantau, and it's not very, and that's over in a flash anyway. Yamantau.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah, it's I wasn't a fan of that level. I'm still enjoying it. When I'm playing, I'm still enjoying all the sneaky about the gunplay. I'm still enjoying all that. I mean, I've upgraded my, I've got the newer assault rifle now. Replaced my AK of the newer one, the Bulldog, I think it's called.
All right, did you get that from the Nest?
I got that from one of the NPCs had it. One of the general guys had it.
So I was going to say, Anna tells me to get something from the Nest, the sniper's nest. But I went up there and there was nothing that interested me, so I didn't bother taking anything.
No, I got him because I got that from. I tell you where I got it from. I got it from the ship that was being broken up.
All right, yeah, I haven't been there yet. I
Yeah.
can't even load that section of the map without it just shit the bed.
Oh, yeah.
I've gone up to Gule,
Yeah.
back down to Anna, and then
She gives you three bits. She gives you the sniper, the ship, and the airbase.
yeah, and I went to the sniper, and I mean, it took me about 10 attempts to get that done because it just kept on crashing. I just could not get in there without it crashing.
Yeah.
And when I finally got in, I was so shocked that it managed to let me get up to the top of the sniper's nest before it crashed again. And then when I reloaded in, all the enemies came back. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I didn't know the enemies coming back. I did have being ambushed where a vehicle turns up with a load of enemies.
All right.
And get out and attack. I got that. That was actually, that was Finneman the first time it crashed, actually.
And I think after that, I went back to the Aurora, gave them the maps, and spoke to everyone, and Miller gives me the next mission. But then anywhere I go from that point on, the next one is on the bottom right hand corner of the map where you just follow the train tracks.
Yeah.
There's like a tanker or something just rolled on the side of the road or side of the tracks. I can't even get to it. As soon as I get in the car and I start driving, that's it. It's done. The game just says, nope, you're not playing this anymore. It's over.
Yeah.
So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to try and install on one of my laptops to see if that will help. And if I can get through Caspian, then I'll go back to my main rig and play it high settings and all that kind of stuff.
Question: did you have the same bug in the vehicle that I get, where if you look at the map,
Yes, you clip up. Yeah, that's
it's
there.
almost like you stand up.
Yeah, I thought that was a Linux bug until you've actually gone and mentioned it.
Yeah, no, but if you get the map out again,
you reset.
Yeah. I think there must be a trigger or something that like tells the camera to change, but when it doesn't switch off when you're in the vehicle, so it must sit around.
Yeah, I think that the geometry on that level, there's some meshing trouble going on there. It doesn't, things aren't anchored where they're supposed to be. Because as you say, you've now started to see enemies spawning in weird places. I've seen items just floating in midair. And whilst that was an issue at the end of Volga, it was nowhere near as bad. And just now it's messy. It's really messy.
Yeah, it does feel like they've had to. Unfortunately, they got this bit was a bit worse, and that's also I think why all the other levels are going to be fairly linear, because I think they just had to they probably had like the bare bones of them done, and they had to just do what they needed to get them finished to tell the story. Because I haven't read anything about the story, but I'm gonna put a guess out here. It's to do with Anna's cough.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was they started to play on that really early on.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as she saw like coughed, and they said we picked up, she was coughing. But I thought, oh, okay. Then it's like, oh, she can't seem to shake it. It's like, oh, here we go. Big plot point here. And every time she's ready, she's coughing when she's speaking on the radio. The cannibals said, oh, I don't like the sound of that cough. It's like, yeah, you can't hide that anymore. This is clearly going to be a big important plot line later on. Her cough is going to get bad.
Yeah.
She's got COVID, and it's all going to go down.
She's got the Rona. She was an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have thought living through nuclear war, she'd have been all right, but no. Nuclear war doesn't kill COVID, so...
No, apparently not.
Yeah, she got the post-apocalyptic Rona.
Yeah, she's got COVID for 2030.
She got COVID 2035. COVID 35, lads. We got this. The Comrade edition.
You think the fact they all wear gas masks, you'd think would help in this situation, but clearly
that was
not.
it. Because did she not, when she fell into that base? No, she wasn't wearing a mask, was she?
No, she wasn't. That's why she was unconscious. I think you put her
one
mask
on,
her.
Yeah.
But she's still like she's not really with it, and then you have to sort of like work your way through, and then sort of get the power back on and open the door. And the guys are waiting for you outside to take you away, and she's sort of like, "Oh, I'm fine."
I've got a groove as well. You know, is it Stepan? who's really taken aback by the lady and the daughter.
Yeah, they're getting married, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. There's no two ways about it. She's properly smitten for him. He's properly in love with her. I will say, can I say one of my favourite parts of the game so far is when you get the extra guitar from Volgren, don't you? I don't know if you can miss that, but maybe you can. I don't know.
I think you can, yeah.
But when you end up on the train, there are two guitars, and Stepan is playing guitar for her, and you can actually go into their part of the carriage, and he invites you to sit down with them and play guitar. I hate acoustic guitar. There's no two ways about it. I fucking hate it. It's a weak sounding instrument. But the acoustic in the Metro series is fucking phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Just sitting there fucking with Stepan just playing the guitar was just like, I love this. This is great. No, he needs Miller coming in singing some military songs and would be top notch.
Yeah, all these sort of incidental sort of interactions between the guys is really good.
Yeah.
But it feels very natural.
Yeah.
You know, when you're on a train, when you go up and there's the guy's got his workshop up and going properly, he's talking to you a bit, and the little girl asks him to show him how to do some repairs. He starts showing how to do repairs, and if you actually watch, he is actually doing sewing and stuff. He actually does it sort of in front of you, and he sort of gets to show him how to do it. And then when you go to the back of the carriage, there's half dozen, they're all chatting over Sam's making lunch, and all just chatting about what's going on, and all the little things that go on, little stories, and Duke talking about how he thought he was being sort of some entity was attacking him, and he just got caught on a bit of bolt or something.
Yeah.
It's all really good. It's all that sort of stuff is very the sort of writing to the NPCs is really well done. In fact,
the audio's broken. They do talk over each other. I checked.
Do they? Okay. I think the only one that I can't stand is the Baron's dialogue.
I hate that. I don't once you get to Caspian, I'm just sat there going, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Listen, everyone, the Baron is about to speak.
It's I'm about to break my foot off in the fucking Baron's ass if he doesn't shut the fuck up.
The Baron has spoken. Back to work, everyone.
It's Hitler.
Yeah. I do like the fact that at one point he says, "Oh, shut the fuck up" to the guy saying that, and just gets on with it. And
I don't like any of the characters in Caspian, at all. Even Gül, I'm not a huge fan of Gül. I don't know. No. I don't know if she ends up on the train with you or whatever, but
her character never really has time to develop. She told Gül she feels like another Anna.
Yeah, well, Anna from Last Light.
Yeah, she hasn't had. So you don't really get a chance to develop her character. Whereas, yes, the two. I forgot the name of the woman and the girl. I forgot the names.
I forget.
Yeah. When you first meet, they're just help us. They get back, and every time you get to the train, they're chatting and so forth. Their character builds up. Mm-hmm. Whereas Gül, I don't think she comes back. Does she come back to the base?
I don't know, because she was hanging out with that other chap, weren't she?
Dmitri.
Whatever his name was.
Yeah, that's the guy who goes with you to the tunnels, Dmitri.
But is that the same guy that you have to go and get the Bowser from, whatever it is? The tanker. Water tanker.
Yes, I think he is.
They're all Russian. They all look the same to me.
Yeah. Well, Caspian, because he goes on about his ancestors, Caspian is where his family is from, that area. So he talks about his home of his ancestors and stuff there. So, but yeah, it just it feels like they had to. I think the Baron was meant to appear more often, but they had to because Saul is still the other character, who's the guy you steal the van from, and your sort of interaction with him is you either kill him or punch him in the head.
Yeah,
sort of your interaction with him at the start, and it's the character's got a name, but you never ever, and he's mentioned several times, but I don't think I'm assuming he's going to turn up at some point, but he's not turned up yet.
Well, I was going to say I haven't seen him yet because I can't continue in the story.
No,
I can't physically do it. I'd love to get through Caspian. I wanted to get through Caspian, but every single time it crashed. I mean, I was terrified, actually, Ram, because I had the same problem with Monster Hunter World. And if you remember, I've had the worst luck with my PC in the last couple of years. I was starting to worry, is this going to be graphics card number 3 that's just failing? But I was like, no, it can't be, because I could play every other game maxed out, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's not, so it can't be a heat issue or something. And I can literally cold boot my machine, having it not run for days, cold boot it, fire up Metro, and within 3 seconds the thing locks. It's like, so what is it? But I was literally panicking because, as I say, crashes and all that ruined Monster Hunter World for me. But that turned out to be a hardware issue more than a game issue. In Exodus, though, I don't know. They don't have an excuse. The game's old.
Yeah, it hasn't. I mean, it's had some patch, but also that's a biggie. That's
2019. That game came out 2019. It's
2018.
unplayable.
I think you'll find actually.
You sure?
I think Metro. I think I'm pretty sure. Let me tappity tap. I'm pretty sure it's 2018. Oh no, February 2019. You are right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I mean, because even if you
two
play,
and a bit years, they should have fixed those crashes. Should have been fixed. That's and the fact that everybody's complaining about it.
yeah,
It's and so many people are having issues with crashing that level. It's clearly a big bug. Yet they've not fixed. I wonder if the enhanced edition still has the same issues.
well, I was actually then about to say that the enhanced edition is literally just an engine rework for ray tracing. So apparently all of the same bugs are still there.
Yeah.
Any bugs or glitches present in the original game are still there in the enhanced edition. Because the enhanced edition is just literally an engine rework for 100% ray tracing.
Yeah. Well, it depends if the bug. I mean, if the bug was an engine-based bug, potentially, and then reworking it to make the ray tracing fit, they potentially could have fixed it.
Well, they should have done. There's no way they
yes.
couldn't have seen it.
Yeah, but they have not.
I mean, and the thing is, I was starting to get worried. I was like, there's a load of games I'm having crash now on Nvidia that didn't crash before. Could it be because I've swapped to Nvidia? And I started to think to myself, well, no, because this is a ray tracing based game with DLSS. It's designed with Nvidia in mind. Like, I was wondering if we had like a Postal 3 issue where Postal 3, if it had a load of the old Nvidia features, specific features like hairworks and stuff like that in it. But if you had an Nvidia graphics card, it would continuously crash because of some random physics-based thing that it was running on the card, whereas the AMD did it a different way, so it wasn't an issue.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely a game issue, not a issue. Well, everybody says it so, and the fact that we're getting similar crashes. And I love the fact that whenever I get the message up that says, do you want to send the crash data off to the developers so they can review it? It's like, well, that bit crashes as well, so I can't even do that.
I don't even get it. I don't even get a warning like that.
So, yeah, I get a little, it crashes and a little progress bar appears, a little like generic Windows 98 grey box window.
What is that called? Because that's actually got a name, hasn't it? That's only there for the Windows version.
Yeah.
The Linux version just hard locks and it's gone.
Yeah, it goes, fuck you.
Literally, nothing. No errors, nothing. I'm just like, run, stop. Hard frozen. If you touch it, it will fucking hard lock your machine. If you leave it, it will just crash out, go away, and you can go about your business. Do not touch it once it hard locks until it closes the game.
Yeah.
But no errors, no nothing. Just a hard lock.
Yeah. No, you get a little debug. You get a little crash reporter in Windows, but every time that's appeared, that's crashed. I can't click anything on it. It doesn't respond. It crashes as well.
Oh, beautiful.
So, I don't know if I get a crash reporter for the crash reporter, but I've not seen it yet.
See,
and then that crashes. That's crash. It's crash reporters all the way down.
I really want to. I really want to try it on the Steam Deck when I get hold of one, because that's all AMD based. I want to see if that helps any, because obviously there'll be no PhysX support and stuff like that. It's all going to be done software based rather than on cards. So
yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so.
But yeah, I can't get into Caspian. I can't. And with it crashing all the time, the lack of interest in characters, as you know, we're both kind of figured that Guel disappears. Not that we'll ever find out, because I doubt I'll ever finish Caspian at this point.
I do sort of know what happens because I accidentally read ahead when I was looking at the list of I like to make sure I've not missed anything, so I pulled the list up of optional objectives and into all the drawn notebooks that sort of clued up what was going to happen. So I do know that Ghoul does not come with you.
Do we know if any of the other people on the train can get killed? Like Duke could. I think Duke could get killed in the last one.
I don't know if they get killed, but I know someone. They start depending on your morale levels. Somebody may stay behind.
All right.
So,
question: Did you get Guel's photograph for her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought how I wondered if that was going to be a nightmare to find, but actually, it's very easy to find.
I missed it until I came back up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It wasn't until Guel and that told me to leave. I was like, oh, hey, there's a door here. Went through it, and I must have gone in the room before, but had just completely ignored the woman clutching on the thing in the corner. I thought that was quite nice.
Yeah.
The backstory of Guel is all right. The fact that you can hear her mum talking to her on tapes and stuff is really sweet.
Yeah.
But all the other characters are shit. The slaves just talk like they're one step away from being zombies. The Baron's a bellend.
Yeah. The Baron is almost like that. The Baron feels like that. The trouble is, most of the characters you encounter, all the characters you encounter in the other Metro games are very serious, very normal. Is the one, not quite the word I want to use, but they feel like actual people.
Yeah.
Whereas the Baron feels like a pantomime villain.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of felt that with the Doctor in Yamantau as well. To be honest.
Doctor has Doctor has the same issue. He feels a bit like a pantomime, but they feel too silly.
Yeah.
Whereas
the Bad Preacher, don't get me wrong, he was a bit out there. He was a bit of a fruit
loopy.
But
he was loopy, but
you could say it's almost understandable though.
Yeah. Well, he was going to a mental clinic because one of the sort of side conversations you hear, it says like, oh, he used to attend a mental hospital as a patient.
There is a doctor's place, isn't there, in Volga, on one of the islands?
There?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that.
There's a doctor's clinic.
Oh, I might have missed that. But yeah, so Volga felt they had a lot of attention put on it, and this feels like everything else feels a bit rushed afterwards. So yeah. I will get through it. I mean, trouble is, it's all like when it crashes, like now I've got to load it,
and you have to listen to Artyom's fucking dialogue at the start. I started repeating it as he was saying it.
You skipped that.
Yeah, but you have to wait for it to load in. So he still said like 3 lines.
No, it loads up. It gets to the bit where like you see the logo disappears. It gets that sort of like the first link where you have the snow, and then you can press the skip button.
Link with the snow?
On the opening video.
No. I mean when you hit continue. Yeah, loading the level.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So I thought you meant the intro. Sorry,
no. I mean the bit where I have to listen to Artyom speak.
Oh. Yes, yeah, you have to do that again, yeah.
And I'm just sat there going, I was like, literally, I was just repeating it. I was just sat there, just talking out loud in my living room. I was like, why do you keep saying it? Because every time I say it, the game has crashed and it's just reloaded. And I'm saying it before it's even gone in.
I'm lucky because at least I'm progressing it before it crashed again, so I tend to get a new bit of dialogue.
Yeah, I was going to say, you lucky fucker. It's like I heard about Guel being a damsel fucking a billion times, or fucking, I took my fucking maps back to base, which is why we went to this godforsaken shit stain of a place anyway. My next mission's over here. Crash, do it again. I just went and handed all the shit back off at the base.
Yeah.
I swear.
I have to say, it's a bit I did find quite funny, because there's a bit where sort of Artyom basically, on his way back from stealing the thing, he falls asleep. Seeing the war barrels, and when he gets the other end, he then wake up and the Aurora's being attacked, and he sort of gets out, and they're all like these people that saw Aurora. Man, I thought not one person bothered to wake him up.
Fuck him.
What was it for? Should we get asking? Look, this guy single-handedly takes down like entire armies by himself. Should we get
He's
him away?
eradicated entire species, depending on how you play through the fucking game.
Oh yes, exactly. I mean, he's used nukes. Let's get him on board.
He's more than happy to press the button.
yeah. Because canonically, yes, he did. And so yeah, let's get him on board with his his BB gun and his AK and things. And that was all the bit where last time I saw I semi-rage quit because you get attacked and there's quite a lot of them coming at you and they're all coming from the dust. So it's fairly hard to see him to make him out to shoot them. But man, and there's like a heavy guy there as well. You know, like you encounter one in the cannibal place, the big sort of heavy duty dudes.
Yeah,
Yamato. I can never remember his names. I just called the cannibal land. And the fish
that was such a shit level.
That was terrible level. That really was. That was very. I knew it wasn't going to be what they wanted. I knew it wasn't going to be that because I thought it was too early in the game. But it was very.
It was just D6. It is literally a reskin of D6.
Yeah,
from 2033 and.
Well, they even say it, don't they? They even say it's thank goodness we know D6, so we know our way around.
Yeah. So really, you're cutting corners this early? Damn.
Yes.
D6 is so legendary. There's like 12 more of them.
Well, yeah, there's got to be at least 5 others, hasn't there?
But fucking like, we're gonna go to the next one. Really?
Yeah, well, why not?
The fucking the fucking the council of fucking 12 are just chilling out there.
Yeah. Can I just say, Miller's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He is. You can listen to the recorded radio conversation he has with the whatever the amateur, whatever it's called. You hear the conversation, and it's quite clear the people aren't who he thinks they are.
Yeah, because like he's full-born military, and they're talking to him like they're common folk pretending to be.
Yeah, and he's like, Miller, can you not hear? These clearly aren't who you think they are.
Now, I have a theory for that.
Go on.
So, at the start of the game, Miller berates Artyom for being such a dreamer and letting his ideals get in the way of what he needs to do. Like doing the right thing, putting other people first.
Yeah.
Which is what sets you on the whole groove for the train. Miller's gone and done he went and did the exact same thing that led you to Yamantau, didn't he? He let his ideology, his dream, get in the way of what he should have done, which is to put his team first.
Yeah. Good point. Good
so
point.
he has literally gone and done the very thing that he... I mean, because I've actually noticed when you go back to see Miller in Caspian, when you get the maps, he's a lot nicer to you after Yamantau, after you get the maps in Caspian, than he was ever before.
Yeah.
You know, because before he was talking to you like you were just some dumb kid out doing your own thing, you know, making everyone else worry and all that kind of shit. And now he's like, you know, we are relying on you. Please do what you can. He's really had a tone change since his kind of his entire world was shattered, wasn't it? The government has just fallen apart. He's been betrayed twice.
Yeah.
His ideology has just been crushed right in front of him, which is exactly what he was doing to Artyom. He was telling Artyom to fuck up. So I think the family unit is going to become tighter now throughout. The Aurora crew is basically going to become a family. They're going to become...
Yeah. My prediction, by the end of the game, Miller's dead.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I think he also represents a lot of the old way of the world.
Yeah.
And so I think he'll be dead for the end of the game. He'll probably sacrifice himself, I reckon, to save you all.
Well, that's a shame.
I do think. Also, obviously, you don't know. Obviously, know what the kind of conversation with the Baron goes. The way the Baron sort of talks, like, "Oh yeah, this guy on the train rang me up. He talked me up. He said, yeah, we need some water, some fuel, and all this sort of stuff. And we'll promise you we'll give you some more." And the Baron's like, "I'm not an idiot. This is a load of bullshit." And I thought, to be fair, Baron, I would agree with you on that. If someone in that sort of situation you're in, someone rang me up and said that to me, I'd say, yeah, you're a fucking knob. You're not who you say you are. I sort of agree with him. Obviously, Mia said it didn't go well, so you don't quite what the conversation was, but you still get the feeling that if that's anywhere close to what actually was said, that's kind
Well,
of...
no, because he says that Miller talks about how he's an army man, and they're kind of he's trying to use an honor code on the Baron, and the Baron's like, why the fuck should I do anything for you? I hold all the cards. There's nothing you can do to me. Fuck you. You're just some military guy from Moscow.
You claim to be some military guy as well.
Like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about you? I've got everything.
Yeah.
Now you're on my land. Is basically what he said. I don't have to do anything for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck your honor code. I've got everything I want.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, you do a lot of liberating for you. For a lot of the things you do aren't exactly good things. You do a lot of liberating of stuff in Metro. Other people say, "Oh yeah, we kind of need that, so just take it." So, quite fun. Still, I said I'm still on Joy. I will get past Caspian.
Sure.
It kills me. Which it probably will at this rate because I kept dying.
Really, I'm not finding it too difficult. I found the sniper's nest was a tad annoying between crashing, which then made me impatient, and the fact that I had no ammo at all. I had 3 rounds to do that.
I'm going through. I had no. Now I've sort of like got on the groove of it. I'm fine. The sniper nest was probably my first sort of proper fight against the actual newer enemies who are better equipped, and I was probably a bit cocky at first. First time I went there, so you got used to sort of storming through the bandits, and sort of sneaking around, killing them all off the sofa. So I was a bit cocky at first. So I got to it, but when I got into the groove of it all, and okay, I can handle these guys now. I know what I'm doing. At first, now I've also got the better gear, and I've gone back to sort of carefully sneaking my way through the levels, killing everybody with throwing knives, which are still fantastically overpowered. I love them.
Sure.
And they're really effective against the zombies. When they come charging at you.
Yeah.
2 throw knives will kill a zombie if it knows you're there. It's charging right at you.
And then just pull them back up and throw them again.
Exactly. Fantastic. I've now upgraded I picked the kit that gets me carry more like throwy things. So I've got 10 throwing knives.
Yeah, I got that on Volga.
Yeah, exactly. Same place. And I've got that, and it's just brilliant. They come running at you, boom, boom, oh, they're dead. So you're using basically no ammo up. Did you kill the catfish?
No.
Oh, I killed the catfish.
I didn't bother. I didn't see the point.
It had been annoying me, so I killed it.
Oh, there you go.
So I thought that's going to be hilarious when their preacher goes to sentence them, goes, oh, the big thing we worship is dead.
That's a shame.
Oh, I guess we fucked up on that one.
That's what I think to your god, Artyom the God Slayer.
I'm not gonna. I did negotiate the peaceful passing of the train through the bridge.
Well, was it really peaceful? You stormed in there and fucking held him at gunpoint.
Well,
and he said, "All right, I'll let you fucking go. Just piss off."
No one died. I consider that a peaceful win.
Well, sure.
Did anyone die? No. Then if his guys die, a couple of them got knocked out for a long period of time, which would have caused permanent brain damage. But really, in the grand scheme of things, no.
I just made them go to sleep permanently.
Yeah, I did the Batman method, cause them to go to sleep and have massive brain damage.
I got so pissed off on that last part of Volga where you had to raise the bridge because I took everyone out silently and I missed one guy. One fucking guy was coming down the stairs and he alerts the entire place. I'm like, you fucking twat, and quick saved the second that I got spotted. And I was like, right, that's it. I'm fucking steamrolling your bitch asses. You're fucking done. So the knives came out, the guns came out. It's like, you're all dead. Fuck you. I'm not playing nice anymore. I was knocking you all out up until this point. You guys have pissed me off. You're done.
I think I knocked out 2 people on that bit to get to the guy. Was it 2 or 3? Might have been 3. on the guy to get up there. There's like a couple who like were just in the way. I probably could have got past him. Thought I'm not going to take a risk. And before I got up to the guy, and I encouraged him to see my point of view.
Yes. By making him stare down the fucking barrel of a gun.
Yes, I got my BB gun out at him, and off he went.
It's like, I will open it. Just go away. It's like, okay, fair enough. That's all I want to do anyway. You had to make this difficult.
Yeah, all we wanted to do was leave, and you put a stop to us leaving, and now here we are. And then you were say, "Oh, it's like this poor guy's lost so much face because the first time I encountered him, I made all these guys surrender. The second time I encountered him, he was like, okay, let them through, let the heretics through, off they go."
Bless him.
And of course, oh yeah, you have to liberate the boat, don't you, as well, to get there as well first.
Yeah.
I was so pleased. So I got through that. I got all the way through to the captain and was like, "Here we go, Captain. Hi." Snuck in.
I got nubbed by the one guy right before the boat. Look, the last guy I could possibly be spotted me just before the captain. But the funny thing is, if you literally, because Metro games are retarded, if you literally sprint from where I got spotted, look, it was literally maybe, 3 feet in a jump? Yep. So I 3-foot it, jumped it, opened the door to the captain, and he was just sat there going, huh? And he surrenders, and everyone else was like, yeah, we're done.
So,
but
yeah, like I say, you do a lot of questionable things. Because those guys were completely neutral in the situation. They were completely neutral. You hijacked their boat.
That's their fault.
And put them at risk. Oh, it's their fault for being peaceful traders.
It's their fault for being there.
Their fault for existing.
Exactly. They were born.
Yeah,
it's not my fault they happened to be where I was going.
Yeah.
They had what I needed. So I took the liberty of removing that burden from them.
Exactly. I just like to think that, Skazz, that the whole time you've been in Caspian, the several months that have passed, your friend Dave is still on the ground.
Yeah, it's probably like this. I should probably go check in on Dave, to be honest with you. There's like, lads, can we once we get the Aurora back up and running, can we go check on Dave? What do you mean we have to go see the fucking preacher again? Oh, don't make me fucking go there, son. My mate Ram killed your fucking fish. I need to go see Dave.
Yeah, Dave, you've surrendered long enough. Look, either get the gun and shoot back, or come join us.
So do you want? Here, mate, have a cookie. There you go, Dave. Have a cookie, some mushroom tea, and here's a blanket to keep you warm because you don't seem to be doing much to look after yourself, mate.
Yeah, you need to eat some more food because you're looking very thin. You've virtually starved to death. To be honest, I'm surprised you haven't starved to death already.
It's like poor Dave. It was because he was licking the ground, wasn't he? He was already face down.
As I was going through, got the name of the place again. The first one. Oh, Vlodic, whatever it's called.
Volga.
The city Volga. That's
the one. All the places that are named after actual places.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they may be, but doesn't mean I was never good at geography.
Oh, there you go. I mean, Moscow. That's a completely made-up place.
Exactly. Who cares about Moscow?
It's not real.
I come across. I did come across like this little shack in the sort of random shack I find, and I saw like attack. It's all like sneakily take out the mates. There's one guy who's like, "Oh shit, I'm just going to surrender." He surrenders. He's like, "No, I'm going to put my gun down." He surrenders, puts his gun on the ground, and then immediately, about a second later, a watchman jumps up from the roof and kills him.
It's like, whoops, sorry about that, mate.
Oops. Technically, I didn't kill him.
It's not my problem. There was you just looked like a nice surrendered snack. You were the fast food option for that poor guy. He was hungry too.
Yeah. I mean, technically, that wasn't. I didn't kill surrendered enemies. You can't give me a negative morality point for that.
I do actually wonder. I wonder if I'm going to get a shit score on this one because I am literally just gunning it through Caspian.
Maybe there are. So from what I've read, so unlike the previous Metros, where there's literally hundreds of morality points, there are very few in these. Mm-hmm. When you sort of look back through, it's pretty much it's all the obvious things. So freeing prisoners, you get a good point. When you have situations where you can kill people and you don't, you get sort of good points. If you choose to sneak, if you get an option to, what will work against you is if you get an option to sneak through a level or go gun ho. If you choose to sneak through it, you'll get bonus points, and that's what you get points that way. But there's only literally in each level, Well, in Volga, there's I think only about 6 morality points
Yeah.
across the whole thing. So there aren't. Whereas in Metro, like in one level, you could have like 30. So it's they few and far between. They've really sort of cut back on what gives you the good things. With this one, which well, because it's not got the sort of like arbitrariness of it. Like,
Sure.
oh, I listened to that conversation, now I get a morality point.
Yeah.
That's
Play
like
your
that. It's got
guitar.
sort of,
You know, give some money to the sick person.
yeah. If you do something that's obviously good, you're going to get a morality point for it.
Well,
You know, if you
basically,
go
then
around,
what you're saying is Artyom should have just sorted out the train some other way and fucked off. There you go. Perfect.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure they could have traded something for some water. They've got an annoying girl on board, so what should possibly could send her away?
I like the child. In fact,
Yeah,
I
she's
like most of the characters in the game. Like I said last time, I actually warmed up to Anna. I hated her in Last Light. Absolutely hated her. That she had the character of a crisp packet. You know, but in this one, I actually quite in Exodus, I quite like the woman and the child that you rescue from the church. Quite like them. Stepan, Sam, and all that. I like them too. The characters are they're solid. You know, even the old school fucking the train engineer, I like him too. And the interactions between the little girl, the interactions between that little girl and these hardened military men, fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it just shows that they are still human. You know.
Yeah, for sure. After all of the shit they've gone through, you know, they just want to see the little girl smile. They just want the child to have a good childhood.
Yeah.
You know, they'll teach her all these things. They'll tell her stories. They'll give her gifts and things like that. You know, it's neat.
Yeah.
The fact that they're willing to prioritize her over their own well-being as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like making sure she's getting the water and so forth and what have you and so forth. It's sort of like, it has got that sort of issue games where like, oh, we're all dying first, you really need the water in a hurry, you better do it first. But if you fancy doing all the side missions first, it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
It's like the bit in the Yamato where you it's like, okay, we reckon you've got about 10 minutes to get to Anna. I took a lot longer than 10 minutes to get to Anna, and she was fine.
I steamrolled Yamantau. Like, absolutely steamrolled it. There was no challenge in that level at all.
No. Again, throw knives worked brilliantly.
It was a terrible level. Absolutely terrible level.
It was. It wasn't really. It just felt so out of place. And the whole thing.
I think it was there literally just to shatter Miller.
Yeah.
You know, stop being such a twat just because you think you want the old world back. Because that seems to be one of the themes of Exodus. We're going to tear down the old world. All of the kind of communist symbology that's there just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
You know,
what I found a bit, perhaps I missed a point in Yamato where you go up to sort of meet the minister, and Miller's really excited he's going to meet the minister, and you go up there and there's like the 3 guys, and one guy walks forward, he's dressed in Russian army gear and he's got a hat, and Miller goes, "But wait, you're not the what?" And so on. It's like, Miller, how the fuck do you know what he would look like? He's probably the one that you pointed out was probably dead anyway. How do you instantly know he's not who you think he is? Does he have like blood and blood around his mouth and a bib? What gave it away?
wow. The fact that he'd been talking to him on the radio, and then when they went down, obviously the guy wasn't the guy they were talking to, and the doctor.
How do you know that?
You can hear it. It's a different voice.
Yeah, but that's the guy on the radio, because the radio guy, the conversation he had wasn't with the minister, was it? It was with somebody else.
No, you were supposed to be talking to the minister, and then
no, the guy says the minister will see you. He doesn't say but you're going to speak to. He doesn't say.
The fucking one of the guys says that you're going to be gone for dinner. You're going to be eaten by the minister. Where is he? Is hidden up somewhere else.
No, I don't remember that. Anyway, Miller's a fool. I like him in a sort of cool way. He's a bit of an idiot.
So realistically, I'd say that's it.
Metro, yeah. Until I get past Caspian.
If you get past Caspian.
I hope you find a way to get past Caspian.
I don't know. At this point, like I said, I might wait for the Steam Deck to come out in July and then see if I can push through it on that.
Yeah.
Because as it stands, I'm not going to sit there and have to sit through Artie and talk about how he delivered fucking maps to the base every few minutes just because when I press W, the game has a hissy fit.
Yeah.
You know, or I mean, let's put it this way: it'd probably be less painful for me to fire up, like, buy the game on the Xbox and go through it on the Xbox.
Yeah,
but I've also heard that it's a shitstorm on consoles too at points.
Really,
especially still on PlayStation. So I find it funny actually because when Tom was talking about it, he said how he never had any issues, but then he said the same thing about Nier, and then we found out that he'd only played a third of it.
Yeah, and he played 2 hours.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder if when he did Metro Exodus, had he even finished Volga? Had he actually gotten to the bit that was broken as fuck?
I don't think so, because the bits he talked about in Metro, when we discussed it, the bits he talked about was all the stuff you encountered in Volga.
Oh, there you go. So he probably didn't even get to the heavily broken parts that I was criticising the game for, that they apparently still haven't patched out. That's still broken. So, I mean, if you just look, there's loads of posts like, oh, PlayStation version keeps crashing, PC version keeps crashing, Windows version keeps crashing, Caspian,
Yeah.
it's all Caspian. You'll find the occasional person saying they'll have like a lockup on Moscow, or maybe the occasional hitch in Volga, because I had one in Volga, but fuck me, man, Caspian is regular as clockwork. Like,
Oh yeah,
it just goes.
Yeah, the first time it happened, I just put down to it's a game. Games crash occasionally.
Now it's excessive.
Now, when it became a regular thing, like several times in one evening, it happened several times. Like, okay.
Well, let's put it this way: I put in 2 hours just trying to get through the crane.
Wow.
The game says I've put in 2 extra hours just loading the game, getting in, moving forwards, crash, loading up the game. Honestly, 2 extra hours. I think it was 2 hours or something to that effect. It's I got a hell of an increase on my play timer, fucking just because of that poxy ass level. It's infuriating.
Yeah. I think I've probably spent about, in comparison, I'm knowing, looking at sort of when I looked at the objective, I'm about sort of like the main path through Caspian. I'm about halfway, not counting the optional ones, and I think I've put about 4 to 5 hours into Caspian. In comparison,
you're 16.4 hours in on Metro Exodus.
Probably a little bit more than that, so probably more like 6 hours then.
And I'm 12 hours in. 2 of those are just trying to get Caspian to not shit the bed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it took over half an hour today for me to load the Windows version up, because it had to build the shader caches. So you hit play, and then it goes, building caches. And it's like, I was just sat there for half an hour. So half an hour of my playtime was just building caches.
I've heard that.
No, you won't do, because you're not on Linux.
Alright. That's fine. That's one. Well,
because it's a DirectX game, isn't it? And the caches are literally the DirectX translation layer to Vulkan.
Yeah, to make it work.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hopefully we'll get through it.
Yeah.
I wish you well. I hope you get through it.
Yeah.
If not, I'll let you know what happens on the other side.
I know I will probably never play another Metro game as is. Assuming they go anywhere else with this, it's over to me.
Yeah, I don't know where this game ends. I mean, I'm still not sold on the whole leaving the Metro. That's sort of like, I mean, it's in the title, Metro, and the key sort of like setting is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sold on that. I mean, it's definitely enjoyable. It just doesn't feel. It's lost a bit of that sort of claustrophobic charm. In a way, I know I don't want to rehash it because this is what I said. I discussed this last time, but I like the sort of like it's sort of like. But I felt it's sort of the sort of premise is sort of portrayed the whole backstory
Well,
the first two.
I don't mean to sound like a twat, but I mean, what is an Exodus?
Well, yeah, I get that, but I'm saying that the idea of Exodus as a game when they made it was, I mean, when I first heard the premise of it, I wasn't too keen on the idea of what it was going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm honest, right from the start, when I was like, oh, well, actually, now they go on a train and go out into the world and so forth. I was like, well, that's sort of like not sort of what the point Metro was. Is it be like sort of like these small groups of people?
Well, no, but if it was called Metro Stay Inside, then you'd
that's what I'm
understand
saying.
that.
When I heard the premise of it, I wasn't too keen on it right from the start.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
what
just
I'm
saying to you, but you can't play it now and say that. Well, why did they do it? I mean, it's literally if you didn't realise that was going to be a thing.
I'm just saying I'm not totally liking. I'm not saying why they do it. I get why they did. They wanted to do something. They basically wanted to make Stalker. Is what they wanted to do because they're ex-Stalker devs who made Metro, and they basically well, let's do what we wanted to do. That's basically what they wanted to do, and so they sort of like, well, we couldn't do it at the time because it kind of was there. So let's show what we can do, and they use the series to do it. And it's different. I'm just not totally sold key on the whole idea.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. So. Anyway, I think we've beaten Metro to death.
Thank God.
So, anything else you want to speak about before we carry on?
That's me.
Okay. So, thank you much for watching. I've been the Suffolk Cram.
Skazz.
Look forward to seeing you in a fortnight's time on our next podcast on the 7th of May at 21:30 GMT plus 1. You can also join us on our games night. We're meant to be playing Demio, but that's all contingent on my headset actually still be working because I dropped it just before we start the podcast. I'm sure it'll be fine.
You could always try the desktop version.
Oh, is there a desktop version?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well, that's a backup.
Yeah.
That's the backup.
And then you can tell us what it's like to actually play on the desktop version.
Oh. Well, that'll be the backup plan if I have broken my headset. But I'm
Fingers
sure
crossed
fine.
you haven't.
I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. Any fella for your feet, it's fine. So you can join us on Gator on the 26th of April, 20 roughly 8:30 GMT plus 1. You can see it brought on us both on Twitch. I'll be on twitch.tv/the Suffolk Ram.
And twitch.tv/Skazzius, SK4ZZI0US.
And we both look forward to seeing you in the future. So thank you very much for listening and see you later.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.